Now let's move on to our very first story. Now, the ability to cultivate a habit of saving, especially among students who depend on their parents for survival, is often seen as almost impossible. In fact, even among older individuals, saving, which involves setting aside a portion of one's income for future use, remains a difficult task. To help interpret this notion and break that perception among students that savings is only for the rich and the gainfully employed, Level Up Consult Limited has taken the lead in this regard. The company has initiated an intensive campaign in all the universities engaging students on the need for financial literacy. We have been joined in the studio by the CEO, Bernard Kwam, to delve into their conversation and what their work has revealed regarding savings and financial stability among students. Good afternoon, Mr. Kwam.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for joining us today on Ghana Today. Now, first of all, how do you define financial literacy and why is it important for students?
All right. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and I'm even excited to have with me, Mr. Aiden, who is with Invest Corp. He's our partner that is really running this whole initiative. Well, we really going through some time of interacting and conversing with the university student. Got to understand that a lot of them are always complaining about not enough money, they are struggling financially, so on and so forth. But then if you really look at the crust of the issue, it's not about the unavailability of funds, but it's more about the misconception, if not the misuse or abuse of the limited resources that they have. And so we thought it wise, it's something we should step in, and with support from very good organizations, we are able to do this. And hey, catching up with the students, and they are really excited about whatever we are doing. Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Kwam, in your submission, you mentioned misconceptions. Can you share with us some of these misconceptions that the students have cultivated?
Yeah, when we talk about savings, most of the time, students all of a sudden are looking at long-term, or should I say, trying to take away a portion of their money, and that is going to be very inconveniencing. So the first thing we saw is there is a high level of illiteracy when it comes to financial matters. And the first point of even attempting to be financially independent is understanding the whole idea about money and also appreciating the place of saving. All right. So the misconception is that, number one, they think that before one can save, they should have abundance or they should have a lot of money. But that is not really the case. Saving is a must, it's a culture, and it's a lifestyle that definitely makes people to smile tomorrow. All right. Eating all your cake today, puts you in a very unfortunate issues tomorrow and still expecting some cake to come. So the problem with many students struggling with finances or not being able to have access to finance is the idea and the misconception about the fact that they want to get it huge, they want to get it big before they think of, saving out of it. But that is not right. Number two also is the fact that they lose sight of the impact of tomorrow, right? They live in the now. They live in the moment. All that they are fixated about is what is there for me now. But that also wouldn't really help you, because at the end of the day, tomorrow is something that you're definitely going to see. So why not make provisions for the same? So all of this and many more. And I can also add in summary that there is a culture in our country, in this Ghana, to the end that, that is even tied to our festivities. People can do hard work, amass a lot of money, and they spend everything on festivities, like their battery, like their futu, fashe, and so on and so forth. And because they believe strongly that tomorrow money is going to come. And that is, the whole thing about the savings thing. So,
okay, so you've mentioned quite a lot of misconceptions. Have you been able to initiate any effective strategies or tips for students to start saving even on tight budget?
Yeah, so that is the goal and that is the focus of our financial literacy. It's not only a kind of information thing that we are giving, but we are putting on the table time-tested principles that we have overlooked, principles that we think has no impact, and that is something that is making the financial literacy drive very effective. And even trying to make whatever we are doing much more practical, that's when we pull on board very credible and good organizations as Invest Corp, who is doing an amazing work. And I'm excited Aidan is here to even talk a little bit about the actual practical thing that students can look into in order to be able to save their tomorrow when it comes to finances. So.
Then let me welcome Mr. Aidan. Mr. Aidan, please can you add your voice to the conversation?
Okay, thank you very much and good afternoon to your listeners. Yes, so I think as he's rightly said, I mean, we've partnered with Level Up Consult for some time now, and we've been doing various programs on campus with students. And I mean, one of the things that we realize is that a lot of students, I mean, complain about having enough money to cater for their needs, being able to take care of themselves, and then also obviously being able to also save for, tomorrow. A lot of them have big plans after school, but they do not even think that they should, while they are in university, they should start saving even towards those plans. They feel that, as if once they finish school, somehow, some way, some money will come from somewhere and to be able to do all the plans that they have, be it doing their masters, be it starting their own business, etc. So part of the education is for them to try and forecast or plan ahead. Okay, so while they are in university, to actually start saving or investing, putting some money aside towards their future plans after university. We do this because this will also get them into their habits while they are in university, so that once they start working or they join the workforce and they start earning good money or good salaries, it will already be part of them, and it will be easier for them to do that throughout their lives. Yes.
So let's look at the role of parents or guardians in this drive. How do they support their children in developing better saving habits?
Okay, so I mean, in terms of for money habits, it's something that, I mean, it starts right from your childhood. Okay, so depending on your parents, financial habits, etc., it's something that children easily pick up. So if, let's say, for example, a child is taught that, if you want to buy something, save up your pocket money for 3 months or 6 months towards it, that starts building them up, right? But some parents also, I mean, they fall in two places. Number one, either they'll make an immediate, provision for them to get that, or maybe they're from a household that is not too well-to-do, so they'll have to struggle. Okay, so what we are saying is that, I mean, as parents as well, you have a huge role to play in actually developing good financial habits for your children. Even if you have bad ones, once you start, implementing some good ones, obviously your children will also learn from you as well. Yes.
So I want us to look at this conversation from this other angle. Someone may come from a very wealthy home, but does not have the interest or the zeal or the habit of saving, is poor. How then do we deal with such a person? The money is there, it's in abundance, but the person doesn't believe in saving for the future.
Right, so thank you. That's a very interesting question you put out there, because that is really the mind of many people, especially those who are doing the everyday business. The whole thing is money is like a kind of, some people say money is like spirit. It has wings. Seasons are not the same. Times changes. You have money today, tomorrow it may not be. The issue about money is money always needs to be taken advantage of. In our African ecosystem, we look at money as something that is supposed to spur us on to enjoyment, entertainment, so on and so forth. And so it really plunges us into a place of poverty. Now, what Aiden was saying in terms of parents and guardians supporting the awards is the fact that they themselves have to model the culture of savings. How is their spending habits like? How are they able to manage their little? How are they able to make financial decisions? Because that is where the whole starting point is. Then number two is responsibility. You see, parents need to come to a point where they are able to sit side by side with their children to let them learn some of the principles of savings, because it's a culture, it's a habit that must start with as early as possible. The truth of the matter is there is no one in this life that has too much money. No, nobody has that. But the point is, those we feel or think has money are those who are reaping the returns on investment that has been made some time ago. So it is something that we really need to look at critically.
Okay, so we've said a lot here. Are students or just students your main focus, or you intend to broaden it in the future?
Yeah, so we are very futuristic and we are really excited about what the future holds, because we are not only just going to campuses and focusing on the idea of, hey, learn how to save, continue to save. No, we are also going as far as helping 1 million Ghanaian youth to be financially independent through our literacy program. It's not going to really end there, because it is said that culture is developed, or culture takes place as a result of what we see and what is going on. So we are going on as far as even helping people within the corporate areas, i.e. even graduates and people that falls within the bracket of the youth, i.e. 35, 18, they're about to begin to embrace, how do we call it, pragmatic culture of savings. Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, let me have your final remarks. I'll start with you, Mr. Kwam.
Yeah, I really want to say that one of the things that I think government is doing so much, especially in our time, is just trying to bring a lot of policies and a lot of strategies to be able to, loosen up the kind of difficulty that is all over the place. But I believe strongly that if government and our stakeholders are willing and are ready to incorporate financial literacy within our whole ecosystem, i.e. from the family to the schools to the religious factions and even within our institutions, I'm very sure that is really going to turn our minds and our lives around for the better. Yeah. So
let's hear from you, Mr. Aidan.
Okay, thank you very much. I believe, as individuals, a lot of power resides within our hands. So we should just make sure we take the right decisions in terms of managing our finances. There are so many resources available, both online, etc. So we should just try and learn a bit more, learn how to manage our finances properly. And then after that, obviously, then we can then impact other people as well. So that's what I would say.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me. So we'll be having a healthy conversation on savings among students in particular. And I was joined by the CEO of Level Up Consult Limited, Bernard Kwam, as well as Emmanuel Kwamina Aidan from Invest Corp Asset Management. Thank you once again for passing through.
Okay. Thank you very much.